First and foremost, let me just make this clear from the beginning. I am a Bernie Sanders supporter, regardless of whatever else I'll say after this post that will upset some Bernie Sanders followers. I've been hearing a lot of supporters say things like, "Is Bernie a bust? If Bernie doesn't get the nomination, I'm not voting for Hillary. I'm just not voting at all. I can." Somebody just said to me, they said I could vote for Bernie still, even if his name is still gonna be on the ballot. Look it up. I think that's very juvenile and immature to say if your candidate doesn't get the nomination, then you're gonna just throw a temper tantrum and concede the election to someone as horrible as Donald Trump. That is horrible. For you to even say that I'm just not gonna, even if you don't support Hillary for whatever reason, I think it's very very, very reprehensible for you to say, okay, well, I'm gonna give Donald Trump a chance. Your vote ain't going to Bernie Sanders. If you vote on the ballot for Bernie Sanders, that's one less vote that Donald Trump has to oppose him. We do not need Donald Trump in the White House. Have you heard any of his statements? Have you listened to anything? You seen the violence going on in his rallies? Do you see the Donald Trump supporters? I've been reading a lot of these social media sites, a lot of these posts. There's a lot of racist, blatantly racist stuff coming out. And y'all would just concede to that because your candidate doesn't get the nomination? You should be ashamed of yourself. That's horrible. And that should not be the way that a mature person should be thinking. Bill Maher said, if you don't get the chicken, then go for the fish. And a lot of people, I use that quote because I understand it. A lot of people are like, oh, well, why not just go to another restaurant? That's not an option. Going to another restaurant is not an option. You're going to go to another country? Is that your option? We in America. Everybody has the right to vote. Unless you're a felon or, whatever other little things they tell you can't vote for. But everybody has the right to vote. And just because your candidate doesn't get the nomination, my candidate doesn't get the nomination, I'm not going to just concede and say, okay, well, oh, well, fend for yourselves, world. Donald Trump might win. It's terrible. It's a terrible way of thinking. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed that that's the way that people think. And I hope that if Bernie doesn't get the nomination, he'll be mature and stand up and say, you know what, we need to vote for Clinton. We need to put our support behind Hillary. Not a Hillary supporter. I don't want none of y'all to get it twisted. Not a Hillary supporter. But I don't support that foolishness that if my candidate doesn't get it, then I'm just going to say, okay, well, I'm just going to not vote. That is an un-American way of thinking. She gave her life to save mine. Grow up.